So we got ourselves the noon slate. We've got a pretty good noon slate for us. I guess we'll go in order of how the NFL.com has the schedule listed. Well, I guess we can start with a little mini recap of Thursday Night Football. Panthers, I wouldn't say dominated, but they certainly did what they needed to do. It's not necessarily the easiest thing when you lose Christian McCaffrey. I think it was like halfway through the game. But, you know, they were able to just kind of, you know, get done what they wanted to get done, in a sense. Wow, was that loud? That was, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so they got done what they wanted to get done. Which is, you know, get the win. But I mean, talk about kind of a boring game, right? I mean, touchdown in the first quarter, that's it. Second quarter, Texans touchdown. Missed the extra point. Halftime score of 7-6. Like, you know, the score doesn't reflect everything. I think you just need to, you know, if you actually watch the game, like, nothing here was exciting. So, like, come on, Joey Stein. You got this. Come on. Rough week for kickers. Second half, you know, Panthers get it going, whatnot. Things got a little more interesting. You know, touchdown, punt, field goal, touchdown. Like, you know, some scoring drives. But, and these are some long drives, too. Like, 6 minutes for a field goal. 5 minutes touchdown. These times don't really add up right. Like, bro, 3 and out for -5 yards. Let me just... Those drives just don't feel right to me. Schedule. We'll go to scores. Yeah, there we go. Is that right? Why do those times just feel false to me? Because what? That's 8, 10, 16, 19. So now it's probably about 20, 25, 26, 28. Huh. Yeah, okay. 30 minutes and a half. Makes sense. And you feel like a scoring plays. Like, fourth quarter at least got a little exciting. Not by much though, if you look at the score. Anyway, let's get back to... Oh, okay, so we got a little different order here. We'll go with that. Right. Browns, Bears. Da, Bears. Is it at? Oh, Bears at Browns. My bad. Browns. Bears at Browns. Ravens at Lions. Washington football team at Bills. Colts at Titans. Chargers at Chiefs. Saints at Patriots. That's a good one. Patriots. What else do we got at the noon slate? Falcons at Giants. Bengals at Steelers. Cards at Jags. Through slate. Got Jets at Broncos. Raiders. What else we got here? Bucks, Rams, Seahawks, Vikings. At Rams. Hawks at Vikings. Sunday night is Packers at 49ers. Monday night, Eagles at Cowboys. Alright. I am a smart person. Leave me alone. Alright. Let's get it. Cool. So Bears at Browns. Start there. Alright, matchup predictor. What do we got here? 71.5% for Cleveland. I think that's pretty accurate. It's gonna be Justin Fields' first start. What are the Bears defense doing? Like, I don't think the Bears defense definitely they have like a pretty strong front, but secondary is obviously questionable. And then offense is just questions on questions. Andy Dalton's out with what's it, is it knee? Yeah, knee. So we got Mr. Justin Fields himself. Wasn't that magical when he stepped in for Andy Dalton against the Bengals, but he also, I'm assuming it'll be safe to say he didn't get any of the one reps for the week going into. Dude, what is up with these? Leave me alone. So we'll see what happens when we have a week of Justin Fields getting his reps at the one. Definitely going to be leaning heavy on the run game. We're going to try to expect maybe David Montgomery to step up a little bit. He's got his 36 carries for 169 yards and a touchdown so far in the season. I mean, that's pretty good. It's about what, 84, 85 yards a game. What kind of math are we looking at here? 169 divided by 36. Yeah, 4.6 yards a carry. So that's solid. 85 yards for 4.6 yards a carry. That's solid. That's something you want to see. So if he could just push that a little bit more in terms of getting some more yards, relying on the run game. Justin Fields is a mobile quarterback, so we'll get some more running action. It's more kind of about the passing game. Right now, the season leader for Chicago is Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney? Darnell? I was right. Darnell Mooney, 11 catches for 92 yards. Like, are those really the numbers you're going to want to see for your number one wide receiver? And he's not even supposed to be the number one wide receiver. Supposed to be Allen Robinson. But, so we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how the passing game goes for Justin Fields. I think that'll be the key for the Bears offense, I would say. Now the Browns, they are just they're kicking it right now. 1-1 right now. They really got screwed over by having this week 1 against the Chiefs. They had a chance, and a big chance, to really cement themselves as one of the higher ups in the AFC. They kind of let it slip away, let Patrick Mahomes do his thing. So interesting, and see, they took care of business against the Texans, a little closer than they probably would have wanted, but they took care of business. Baker Mayfield playing super solid. Interesting to see those. I mean, look at his passer stats: 40 for 49. I mean, you can't ask for a lot better than that. And obviously the Browns rushing game with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt could easily could be the best running back tandem in the NFL. You know, Dallas might have something to say about that. I think it's kind of again like the Bears. What can the passing game contribute? Leading receiver for Cleveland right now, David Njoku, the tight end, 5 catches, 94 yards. Obviously, you're gonna want to get some more going in that in terms of you know, maybe getting someone to contribute a little more. Overall, this might be a little ground and pound kind of game. With the keys being, obviously, I think Justin Fields obviously is going to be the X factor for this game, because the Bears defense is Bears have a good rushing defense. So I think the Bears' only chance at winning this game is stopping the run, forcing somebody else to you know, do something against them. And the Browns are just sticking to the game plan, you know, keeping that ground and pound kind of going, while maybe getting some of the passing game going. But obviously, I think I'm going to take the Browns here. You know, they both have the same record, but the Browns are clearly a superior team. Unless Justin Fields can prove me wrong, I'm going to stick with my... Oh, what am I doing here? Hello? Why am I not... Thank you. I'm gonna stick with the Browns for this one. What? Is my stream down? No, it just wasn't loading. Sick. Okay. Right. Did I follow the order that was here? Okay, cool, yeah. Ravens Lions. Almost exactly the same kind of matchup predictor as the Bears-Browns game, with Baltimore at 71, Detroit 28. I don't think this will be a close one at all. Honestly, there's no way. I mean, Detroit had its glimpse on Monday against the Packers. You know, they were up at halftime, but you know, Detroit, they're still in the middle of a kind of a culture shift with their new coach. There's no way that, in my mind, there's no way that they go up against the Ravens and come out with a win. Granted, they are the home team, but I don't see how this is going. I guess the X factor definitely for this game would be Lamar Jackson right now. He's questionable with that hip injury he suffered on the flip into the end zone for the win against the Chiefs on Sunday night. I don't know. I expect he's still going to play. I don't see the issue there. And then, you know, the rushing game. I mean, Lamar Jackson's currently the leading rusher, but that's going to happen when I think their top 4 running backs is that what it was? I think they're the ones that are out. So like, when you have Lamar Jackson, he's going to be your leading rusher. I think the key here for the Ravens is don't let this be a trap game. You know, take care of business, run the ball as effectively as you can. Don't need to rely on Lamar Jackson as much as a passer. And obviously, I guess, you know, see how Lamar Jackson's health-wise, which I expect is going to be an issue. And for the Lions, kind of trying to get that running game going. Receiving isn't an issue. I mean, you see the leading receiver, T.J. Hawkinson, the GOAT himself, 16 catches for 163 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's fine. you've got that safety blanket that Jared Goff needs. Jared Goff's already got 500 yards, almost 600 yards, and 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's not the issue. The passing game's not the issue. It's the running game. He's got DeAndre Swift involved, especially. So I guess X factor for them is the running game. I think their defense is going to be a turnstile. So if you're going to beat the Ravens, you're going to have to really put up some points. And you can see here the spread is almost 8 points in favor of the Ravens. So this isn't expected to be a close game. Over under 50 points. I think they easily hit this because if Detroit offensively can do what they did in the first half of Monday Night Football, they'll be able to score. But are they going to be able to stop the Ravens enough is the question. They certainly are not looking good health-wise for defense, with 4 of their 5 people listed in the injury are some of their more stout defensive players. Like Jamie Collins, I mean, he's getting traded, so who knows what happens with. But Trey Flowers and Michael Brockers, yeah, big issues. But yeah, so I'll easily take the Ravens here. Not really something I was worried about making a decision on. Washington and Buffalo. Look at this. ESPN is really liking these 71, 72%, and 28, 27%. Or, yeah, 29%. What's up with that? 2 1-1 teams. Again, kind of like the Bears-Browns games. 2 1-1 teams that are certainly in different positions as a franchise. Buffalo, didn't they lose, right? They lost last week? No, last week won against the Steelers. Yeah, that was the disappointing one. Yeah, week 2, they absolutely wrecked Miami. And it wasn't even a good game for Buffalo, it's just Miami's that bad. So we got 1-1 Buffalo against 1-1 Washington football team. I mean, I'm already going to draw my prediction. I think Buffalo wins this, but let's at least talk about it a little bit. Obviously the Taylor Heineke show, Heineken, whatever nickname you want to give him. It's his show right now. Is this his first start? I think. I don't know. Might be second start. No, I think it's first start. So the Heineke show for Washington. After what he did against the Giants, you know, the thriller where, you know, Washington really shouldn't have won. It was just fluke penalties. I don't know. You can say whatever you want about that situation. I personally think the Dexter Lawrence, I think, the Giants player, I think he was offsides. But it is what it is. Buffalo, get their season on track. You know, they just had this 35-0 showing against Dolphins, which says enough, but doesn't say enough. It's weird. It says enough, but it doesn't say enough in a sense. It's kind of like a I don't know, double innuendo or whatever. But they showed they can beat the bad teams and kind of handle their business. But can they do it against a slightly better opponent? I think the key here for this game is Bills' defense. You saw what Heineke did against the Giants. He kind of just lit it up. It's kind of awesome to watch. But Dolphins got shut out. But the Buffalo needs to kind of, you know, slow down Scary Terry McLaurin and Tyler Heineke and everybody else. Make sure Washington doesn't make this a game. There's still a couple questions about the Buffalo Bills, specifically Josh Allen. You know, he got the huge contract. Seems like he's like a little nervous. Maybe not nervous is the right answer, but like he's just not really performing to the level that his contract is. I think his contract's almost as much as Mahomes, and so you're expected to play like Mahomes when you're getting Mahomes money. So it'll be interesting, certainly interesting, to see what's gonna go on here. But obviously, I think Bills are gonna win this game. It's in Buffalo, Bills Mafia, all the razzle dazzle of that. The spread's 7, over under 45. I think they cover both of these. I think Bills probably win like 30 to 14 or something like that. Just the key, just, you know, don't give Washington hope, because who knows what Taylor Heineke is gonna do, right? Cool. Colts Titans. What's Carson Wentz doing? I think that's the key. Carson Wentz's game time decision. You know, sprained both ankles somehow. Don't know how he was able to accomplish that, but he sure was. So obviously that's the first question of this game: is Carson Wentz, is he gonna be healthy? What's the deal here? Finally, a game where ESPN sees this as a little bit closer. We got 59.6 in favor of the Titans and 40 in favor of the Colts. After the performance Titans pulled off last week with the overtime win against the Seahawks, I think they'll be riding pretty high. King Henry is back, as they say. Everyone's kind of wondering what happened to him after week 1, and then week 2 he just, you know, just casually just destroys the Seahawks. So this game comes down to kind of 2 factors. A, Carson Wentz, the double sprained ankles. What's going to happen there? I'm sure the Colts really wish they had Jacoby Brissett. To have someone who's comfortable, you know, because they're 0-2 right now. 0-3, not a good hole to put yourself in. You're essentially almost eliminated by week 3. I think there's like a 0-3 teams 4% chance of making the playoffs, something like that. So you certainly don't want to start 0-3. So the Colts are definitely gonna be hungry. Second X factor, Colts defense. Derrick Henry and Julio Jones lit it up last week. They both kind of woke up after the week 1 slump. You know, week 1 preseason is what it's been dubbed for multiple teams. But are you gonna be able to slow these guys down? Because Ryan Tannehill's not gonna make mistakes. And are you gonna be able to keep up with their ground and pound kind of offense? I think Titans win this game. They're the home team, coming off this monstrous win, kind of riding the highs against the Seahawks. I think this one is I think this one's a close game, maybe, because, you know, obviously Colts are hungry, but Titans win this game pretty easily. Chargers Chiefs, probably. Let's see. I'd say this might be one of my favorite matchups of the noon slate. I think Bengals Steelers is close, but I think this is gonna be probably one of my favorite matchups of the noon slate tomorrow. It's not supposed to be close. If you're looking at, you know, this, obviously Chiefs 72, Chargers 27. See, another one where they're just so, I don't know how this power index is really working, but it's just very consistent. Justin Herbert show is kind of going crazy right now. He's already at 675, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. 3 picks, I think 2 of them probably weren't really his fault. And you're coming off the Chiefs. Kind of that disappointing, upsetting, whatever word you want to pick, kind of loss on Monday night against the, Sunday night against the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. So they're going to be looking for the bounce back. Chargers are looking to kind of prove themselves. Their one loss, Cowboys, in a game that they really shouldn't have lost. The Cowboys mismanaged that, and they still kind of stumbled into a win. What was it? I think they had like 47 seconds left with a timeout, and they decided to run out the clock instead of running a play to try and get more yards. They kicked a 57-yard field goal for the win. Chargers kind of mismanaged that game. That was kind of a Chargers game to lose. They lost it. Super tough, but it is what it is for them. So I think this game isn't going to be as one-sided as stats predict. I think this is just going to be an absolute shootout. I think I would take, if I was betting, which I'm not, I would take the over on this for sure. Over on the 54.5. I think each team could easily drop 30 points. It'll just kind of be whose defense can kind of do more, right? We got Joey Bosa kind of questionable. Chris Harris is out. Justin Jones is out. That's two pretty big losses for the Chargers. But then at the same time, you have Frank Clark, Chris Jones, and Charvarius Ward out. Oh, I guess they're all doubtful and questionable. They're not fully out yet. But this is same thing for defense. So I think it'll come down to the defenses for these teams. To me, this is kind of a prove-it game for the Chargers, because the Chargers are young and hungry, but are they willing to actually, you know, are they able to, you know, put up with someone who's like reigning AFC champions and stuff? Personally, I think this is going to be a close game. I think, once again, I think the Chiefs are going to win this one. But I don't think it's going to be as much of a blowout as many people are predicting. I think the Chiefs are an up-and-coming team. Not Chiefs. Chiefs already established. I think the Chargers are an up-and-coming team in LA. They're trying to prove to their LA fan base that they're legit. And if they can go punch for punch with the Chiefs, even if they lose, I think that's a huge step forward for this team. But I'm still taking the Chiefs for this game.
Your mom's gotta go.
Oh, she's family.
Let me
Like
mute
daughter,
this.
like mother.
Well, what is that supposed to mean?
She's using my Old Spice moisturizer with
What is
shea
going
butter
on
for
here?
impossibly smooth skin, and she's
Where's
wearing
this
my
ad
bra.
coming from?
It's bad enough you use up all my body wash, and now her.
I don't have anything open.
We're out.
Digestive issues, pretty much.
Leave me alone. I don't know. I don't know where that ad came from. That was kind of scary. Anyway, Saints at Patriots. We got famous Jameis and the turnover machine going up against Bill Belichick, Mac Jones, and the Patriots. Like we saw the Patriots kind of dismantle Jets QB. I'm blanking on his name. The rookie. Yeah, cool. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. The BYU guy. I think that Jameis Winston gets dismantled by the Patriots as well. I don't bet on Mac Jones. Mac Jones is being very efficient in this offense. He's not trying to be the flashy passer, not trying to do it all. He's kind of living in Bill Belichick's system, and he's just trying to do what needs to be done to get the win. Jameis Winston, still the story. I mean, he had fantastic week 1, and then week 2 he doesn't throw a touchdown, right? And then those 2 picks. So he kind of regressed back to Buccaneers form. So I think it'll be interesting to see if he can. Which Jameis Winston are we gonna see? Are we gonna see the Buccaneers Jameis Winston, or are we gonna see week 1 Saints Jameis Winston, right? Because Mac Jones and Bill Belichick and the Patriots, they're gonna be mistake free. They're gonna do their best to try and, you know, grind out this game. Alvin Kamara, he needs to kind of wake up a little bit. It's 88 yards in 2 games. It's just not gonna cut it. At least if you're trying to take the load off of Jameis Winston. You don't want Jameis Winston to go out there and try to win the game, because that's when he throws the picks, right? So if you can kind of establish the run game, kind of throw the Patriots defense off guard, you're going to have a better chance at Jameis Winston playing better, if that makes sense. You just kind of want to take the pressure off of Jameis Winston. He doesn't, like I heard on NFL radio today, you don't want Jameis Winston to be the you don't want him to be the star. You want him to be the support. You want the star to be Alvin Kamara in this offense, because if you have it any other way, Jameis Winston and the turnovers are going to show up and derail your game. I think this is a tough one. I think I take the Patriots in this one. There's just too many questions on Jameis Winston, and when you have a coach like Bill Belichick, and he's very good at exploiting and getting rid of what you're good at, I think if Alvin Kamara gets shut down, which he might very well, by the Patriots defense, I wouldn't bet on Jameis Winston doing good things. So we'll see. I could be right, I could be wrong, but I'll take Patriots in this game. Falcons Giants. This is a really interesting one. Is this our first Tank Bowl of the year already? I think this might be, honestly. One of these teams is gonna get their first one of the year. Who is it gonna be? I mean, both these teams are looking like dumpster fires right now, to be honest. And I mean, Saquon Barkley hasn't shown up. Daniel Jones, kind of like the Ravens, Daniel Jones is the leading rusher right now for the Giants, and I think one or two of those is, yeah, he's only 15 carries, but I think one or two of those are like 30-yard runs. So like, just not good at all. But I think, man, I don't even know what I think. This is just a bad game. Like, if there's one game I'm telling you to not watch this weekend, it's this one. Because I bet the ratings for this game is probably going to be one of the lowest of the season, if definitely the week. I gotta pick a winner here, don't I? I mean, I guess they could tie, but like, I gotta pick a winner. Let's see, the Falcons, they got blown out by the Eagles week 1, and they got handled by the Buccaneers in week 2. And when we look at the Giants, they're a little closer. I mean, honestly, the Giants should have won that game against Washington. Let's be honest here. They shouldn't have let it get down to a field goal, that's for sure. There was total mismanagement of the clock and of the play calling at the end of that game. But guess the Giants. I mean, I watched that game, and they certainly looked better than the Falcons did. Giants, but not a high-scoring game. Maybe like something like 17-7 or something like that. 17-3. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if either team scores under 10 points. But that's just how this goes in the NFL. Oh, X factor for that game is Saquon, for sure. Because where is he? I don't know. Just not showing up on Sundays. Okay. Bengals Steelers. They're probably two of my favorite games to see in the AFC. Is Bengals Steelers and what's the other one? I'm blanking. Whatever. Bengals Steelers. One of my favorite rivalry games to watch in the NFL. It always gets super chippy. You know, you got like Fonz's perfect incidents and all that jazz. Oh, it's always just so much fun. So this will be a game I'll probably tune into. I'll have up on the monitor, but Bengals. What are you doing? Do you want Joe Burrow to die? Like, seriously, come on, guys. Like, you guys gotta get some better O-line. Like, that's really what I'm seeing is the difference here. Bengals are extremely lucky TJ Watt's out. If TJ Watt's in this game's a blowout easily. Bengals offensive line would not handle TJ. He's having 3 sacks minimum. Like, not even a question. But he's out, so it's kind of next man up mentality. Ben Roethlisberger, he's feeling a little injured. I think he's still playing though. We'll see. We'll see what Big Ben still has left in his tank. Jamar Chase still doing fantastic work. For someone who can't catch, he's catching pretty well. I think X factor here. 2 X factors. Bengals offensive line. Can you keep Joe Burrow up enough to give himself a pocket to, you know, get to Jamar Chase, you know, do those out routes to not slant routes, the screen passes, or, you know, little slant routes to Joe Mixon or some of the running backs. Like, what do you like? Can you get your offense flowing enough? And the Steelers, can you get to Joe Burrow? Can you take advantage of that broken offensive line they have? Sorry. And yeah. I think Steelers won this one. It'll be close. But it'll be close. It'll be a physical game, and if it gets physical, the Bengals' offensive line's gonna crumble. And that'll just lead to all sorts of issues. So, Steelers win this one. But it'll be fun. Definitely worth watching. And our last noon game of tomorrow. Cardinals and Jags. I mean, 2-0 versus 0-2. I'm already picking the Cardinals, but let's kind of dig into why. First off, Trevor Lawrence. Ouch. NFL is different than college, that's for sure. Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer really trying to you know, still figure things out. It's only week 3. I didn't expect him to come out with 5 touchdowns and 300 yards week 1, but I wouldn't have been surprised by it either. So it'll be interesting to see how his development's coming along. But I mean, the Cardinals are on fire right now. Kyler Murray, he's just doing everything right now. It's just it's a no-brainer at this point. They just kind of obliterated their 2 opponents they've had so far. 38-13 against the Titans, who aren't a bad team. 34-33 against the Vikings. They really... Poor Vikings, honestly. It's just I get reminded again about like what happens in these games, because I just totally blanked on that Cardinals Vikings game happened. Yeah, Vikings defense got tested. Or no, I mean yeah, they got tested, but Cardinals defense got tested. They really made Kirk Cousins look good again, but they got the win. If you're the Vikings, you really shouldn't be missing 37-yard field goals, but I'll save that for when I get to the Vikings game. Cardinals win this one by at least 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. It's not going to be close. I'll say X factor for that game would be Trevor Lawrence and the play calling of Urban Meyer. All right, 3 o'clock slate. Jets, Broncos. Broncos win. Just Broncos win. I just want. It's just kind of like the Cardinals and Jags. Like, it's almost an 11-point spread. Like, are you really gonna argue against Teddy Bridgewater, the GOAT? I don't think so. Broncos have an insane defense. Zach Wilson's seeing ghosts. It's just not a good time to be a New York Jets fan. Let's be honest here. And who knows? Zach Wilson still might be the future, but yeah. I mean, come on. It's kind of ridiculous. Why am I not seeing the Panthers? Oh, because they already played. Duh. I'm an idiot. I was confused for a second. Yeah, Sam Darnold is the man right now in Carolina, and making a lot of Jets fans question what their actual franchise is doing. So we'll see. I think Broncos get to 3-0 pretty easily. Steady Teddy is gonna keep the line going. I mean, he has yet to throw a pick. I doubt that changes. Jets don't necessarily have a great defense with all the injuries they've suffered. X factor for this game, Zach Wilson. Can he like right the ship? I know it's only week 3, but can he right the ship? Can he drop those interceptions? You know, I know he had 1 in the week 1 and 4 in week 2, so like it's a little skewed, but can he kind of figure it out? Granted, we don't know if this Denver team's actually the truth or not. I mean, they beat the Giants and the Jags, 2 teams that haven't won a game, and now they're playing the Jets, another team who hasn't won a game and who's not gonna win this one. So they could be potentially 3-0 against teams that are all 0-3. What does that say? It says the best is yet to come, or I guess the truth. Let's see, we got the Ravens, Steelers, Raiders, Browns. We'll see in this 4-game stretch here what the Broncos actually are. If they go 2-2 in this stretch, I think we'll know they're legit. If they go 1-3 or 0-4 even, then we'll know it was the competition they were up against, right? So it'll be interesting. Broncos win this one handily. I don't think the spread lies. I think Broncos win it by 2 scores at least. Dolphins Raiders. Rip Tua. That's just, oh my god, Dolphins. I mean, first off, he was kind of playing and then he gets injured. Like, that's so tough. I mean, you have Jacoby Brissett as your backup, so you still have something. I don't know. It's not projected to be a blowout. I mean, Raiders are still 62-37, but I think the Raiders obviously win this one. They are on fire, similar to the Cardinals, where they are they're winning their games. Ravens and Steelers, two wins. That Ravens game was spectacular. One of my favorite games of the season so far. Second would be that Ravens Chiefs game. So I see a theme with this Ravens team. But Raiders are one of my favorite teams out here right now. Certainly in my top 3 of teams to watch. They're just so much fun. Derek Carr's such a great guy. Darren Waller's an absolute GOAT. Josh Jacobs, come on, pick it up. He's got 2 TDs, but he's only got 34 yards. Averaging 3.4 yards a carry. So he's got to pick that up. He's doubtful for Sunday. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, I mean, you're just looking at the total yards. This is not going to happen, frankly. I think X Factor Jacoby Brissett, like I mean, Jacoby Brissett's a grizzled veteran at this point. Which I mean, the Colts would much rather be having him right now than the Dolphins. Deshaun Watson of the Dolphins, who knows? Yeah, I mean, I think the Raiders, I think the spread is kind of lie of how this game's gonna go. I mean, Dolphins just lost 35-0. I think the Raiders could very easily do the same exact thing. So, Raiders, and not by not by a little amount. Bucks Rams. Tom Brady's first career game in LA. That's such a weird stat, but the ageless wonder himself has never played a game in LA until now. Two really hot teams. I don't know who really saw this Rams team performing the way it did, but Matthew Stafford out of Detroit looks like one of the greatest things that's ever happened in terms of like trades so far this season. I think that's so far been like the greatest offseason transaction right now is Matthew Stafford to the Rams. I think that's a safe thing to say. But he's lighting it up. 5 TDs, 600 yards pretty much. 1 yard off. 600 yards, 5 touchdowns. Crazy. And then you look at his opponent, Mr. Tom Brady, 655 and 9 touchdowns. Like, you think at 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns a game is great for Matthew Stafford. Well, then you look at Tom Brady, and you're getting like 325 and 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. I mean, you can't see it, but I just shrugged because it's like, what can you do against the ageless wonder? I think this comes down to the defenses. I think the offenses, as we've been able to see, are just unstoppable. This is the closest game out of all, and I actually think I'm going against ESPN for this one. I think I take the Buccaneers on this one. This may be Tom Brady's first game in LA, but I guess until they prove otherwise, I just think you can't bet against Tom Brady. Now, this Rams team is super good. Don't get me wrong. Like, Cooper Kupp, I mean, obviously he's their number 1, but like, I feel like he's the most underrated number 1 in the league. He's just an absolute stud. Nobody talks about him, but he just goes off and he just does what he needs to do and just gets the dub, right? So that's fantastic. I think The over/under on this for points is 55.5. I think it could they could hit the over on this one. This one might be just a shootout. With stellar offenses. So I think it comes down to the defenses. Which defense is gonna be more stingy, I guess. You know, you got the home atmosphere for the Rams. That's the one little benefit. I am assuming that's why they have the advantage in the matchup predictor. I just think you can't bet against Tom Brady and this Buccaneers team until they prove otherwise. So Buccaneers will move to 3-0, and the Rams will drop to 2-1. But neither team. This could very well be a preview of the NFC Championship game. So this is the game I'll be tuning into for the 3 o'clock slate for sure. What's going on here? There we go. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is as close as it gets. You got the Seahawks edging out the home Vikings by 0.1%. 50.1. I mean, you look at these quarterback stats and you're like, good lord. They're like the same almost. You got Russell Wilson 597, 6 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins 595, 5 touchdowns. Quarterback play is not the issue here. It's everything else. I mean, you got, obviously, you know, the joke's been made a million times about the kicker for Vikings, but like, Jesus Christ, like, come on. Vikings and Seahawks, at least the last 10 years, have always been fantastic games, or at least ever since Russell Wilson's been a member of the Seahawks. They always seem to be super gritty in defensive battles, especially when you had like what were they called? What was their nickname? Why am I blanking on that Seahawks defense nickname? I'm gonna look it up. Seahawks defense nickname. Why am I blanking on it? Legion of Boom.
Was long enough to make
Okay, where's this coming from? I really want McDonald's fries now. Good advertising. Yeah, Legion of Boom. No longer Legion of Boom, but there still exists. So it'll be interesting to see how that all breaks down. I think Seattle wins this game. It'll come down to Seattle's run defense. Obviously, they lost their game in OT against the Titans, specifically because Derrick Henry lit up, said, goodbye, I'm going to win this game now, and just carried the team on his back, per usual. Vikings have a very similar back in Dalvin Cook. So, what are you going to do to be able to stop him? He's almost averaging 100 yards a game for the first 2 weeks. Vikings offense can torch you through the air and on the ground, so take away the ground game, try to make Kirk Cousins beat you. This isn't a primetime game, but it might as well be. And if you can try to make Kirk Cousins try to beat you, the odds are a little better in your favor. And that's what I have to say about that game. Seahawks win that game. Cover the spread. I'd probably pick the under on this one. I'd pick the over on this. I mean, you got a lot of touchdowns to throw around, run here, and run in with Chris Carson, Dalvin Cook. I'd probably take the over on that. Cool. And that's our noon and 3 o'clock slates. So now let's get to some really awesome games, honestly. Once again, I think the NFL has been fantastic in terms of their primetime games so far. I think every primetime game, even the Panthers... my chair. Even the Panthers-Texans game was just a blast to watch. You go down to the Chiefs-Ravens game. Why am I blanking? Packers-Lions game, that was awesome. On Monday, Chiefs-Ravens was Sunday, and then the week before, the Thursday night game of Ravens and Raiders, stellar, spectacular. So I think that trend of fantastic primetime games is going to continue here. We got 49ers and Packers. 49ers is a team that's had Aaron Rodgers' number. Packers coming off of their first win of the season against the Lions on Monday Night Football. It'll be interesting to see if, what they showed us on Monday can transition over into other games. Because I don't know what happened in that locker room, but they just clicked and kind of decimated the Lions in that second half. Aaron Jones. What more? What more needs to be said about this dude? What was it, 4 touchdowns on Monday? Like, dude's insane. I think it'll come down to Jimmy Garoppolo and this 49ers offense. The defense has some questions in the secondary, for the 49ers at least. And Aaron Rodgers is known to absolutely obliterate you if you have a questionable secondary. He will pick you apart. So they got to worry about that, as well as the fact that, Jimmy Garoppolo. The 49ers did not look that good on Sunday against the Eagles. They certainly look suspect. Just couldn't get a flow going. I mean, it was I think they won 17-9. Like, it was not a pretty game. But you gotta win those. You gotta win those ugly games. A win's a win on the standings, right? You don't wanna look back at the end of the season and be like, man, that week 2 game against the Eagles, like, oh man, we lost, like, and that's the whole reason why we're, not in the playoffs, or that's why we're in the wild card weekend instead of getting that bye. So anyway, back to this game. I think I'm going against ESPN on this one. I think Packers win this game, and here's why. First off, primetime game. Aaron Rodgers shines in the limelight. Packers got not everything right, but they got a lot right. They kind of got rid of some of the ghosts, some of the extra baggage they had by taking care of business on Monday Night Football. I think the 49ers have a lot of questions. Like I said, they have the secondary issues. Jimmy Garoppolo, is he the guy? I don't know. Obviously, you still have Trey Lance there, but I think they're doing the right thing in not letting Trey Lance play. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to win you games now. Trey Lance is going to win you games in the future. So you stick with Jimmy. I think it'll be interesting. I think X factor here is 49ers defense. Obviously they have the front line, but is their secondary going to be able to hold up against Aaron Rodgers and that passing offense? Otherwise, Devontae Adams is going to have a field day, and Aaron Jones and the like and all that. So we'll see. Yeah, I think Packers win this. I don't understand the 61-38. If you just looked at their last weeks, sure, Green Bay had an awful week 1, but I think what they showed us on Monday is that was just the preseason week 1. Like that's the running joke is, yeah, we have 17 games, but week 1 is really just the 4th preseason game. So we'll see. I think Packers upset 49ers. 3-point spread. I think the Packers cover that, and the over under 50.5. I think this is. I think the 49ers collapse. I don't think the over/under is going to be covered. I think it'll be something like 30 to like 14 or something like that. 28-14, 27-14, something like that. Where nothing insane, but you know, Aaron Rodgers probably throws 3 touchdowns or throws 2. Aaron Jones rushes for 1 or something like that. A couple field goals. You know, just take care of business, get out with the win, move on to week 4, right? So Packers win Sunday Night Football. And we have one last game. We have the game that I'm looking forward to because I'm an Eagles fan, but still, it's going to be a great game. It's always a great game when you got Cowboys and Eagles. Monday Night Football in Dallas. Now this one's hard for me. Week 1 Eagles, absolutely stellar against the Falcons, who, to be fair, garbage team, absolute dumpster fire, worst team probably in the NFL. But they got business, took care of it. Cowboys, kind of a interesting situation with them, where they really, I don't know how I feel about Mike McCarthy. Certainly questionable. Poorly mismanaged the end of that Cowboys-Giants game. Lucky to get that win. I think I mentioned earlier how they mismanaged the end of the game.
You need to face your fears.
You need to stop talking. Yeah. They could have easily made things better for them, but they decided to kick the 57-yard field goal instead of trying to get more yards. Don't understand that. I don't think I've heard anything about McCarthy explaining that. In terms of who wins this game and why, and I don't want to sound like a kind of a homer, but I think Eagles win this game. But here's why. I think Eagles offense has so much potential that they have a chance to just explode, right? For those who didn't watch the 49ers game, it was 17-9, and the Eagles easily left about 21 points on the board. Should have easily had 30 points. They had the first drive in, I think, like 20 plus years, something like that, where they had a 91-yard passing play and didn't end in points. It was a Jalen Hurts, Quez Watkins 91-yard pass from their own 3-yard line all the way into the red zone of the 49ers, and then a couple like a penalty and a sack, I think, and they ended up kicking a field goal and got blocked. So that was Stoffel, 3 points there. We had Jalen Reagor, 60-yard touchdown pass get nullified because Reagor set that out of bounds. We had another touchdown pass get called back for holding. Just a couple issues that kept this from really being the Eagles' game. And I think once they eliminate these little mistakes and all that, they really get this offense flowing with Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. I don't think the Cowboys defense can handle this. In terms of the Cowboys, where's Zeke? What's Zeke up to these days? He's just non-existent right now. It's Tony Pollard's show right now in Dallas. And they're kind of splitting I think they're going to probably split the reps between Tony and Zeke. Try to get Zeke going. I don't know what's going on. I really hope this is him just, meeting that running back cliff that happens. Because I do enjoy Zeke. I think when Zeke and Dak are good, the Cowboys are competitive and the NFL is good overall because it's the Cowboys. But so it'll be interesting to see, what's up with Zeke. see, I think, 2 X factors for this game. I think Zeke, is he going to be here? Dak Prescott's certainly back. He's already at 640 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Jalen Hurts, can we continue this offensive kind of consistency? And the Eagles' offensive line, I didn't really touch on this, but Brandon Brooks is obviously on IR now. And then Jordan Mailata, their starting left tackle, is out. So we're starting Andre Dillard, the backup. So it'll be interesting to see how the Eagles' offensive line holds against a pretty decent Cowboys' defensive line. But I would really enjoy if this was a shootout. I think this will be. I think they have one more week, to get everything together, really try to iron out the mistakes. If they can play mistake-free football, I think Eagles win this. It'll be a close, really close game. But I think the Eagles win this, and not just because I'm an Eagles fan, but because the facts, right? Dallas should honestly be 0-2 right now. And the Eagles are a couple bad plays away from being 2-0. So, and it's Dallas's first home game, so who knows what's gonna happen, right? But those are my predictions for Week 3 of the NFL season. Just to recap, a real fast rundown. We got Bears Browns. We got Browns winning that one pretty easily. X factor there, Justin Fields. Ravens Lions. Ravens kind of just run away with this game. The Lions are still figuring things out. If the Lions can play like they did in the first half of Monday Night Football, this could be competitive, but I think the Ravens go away with it. Run away with it. X factor here, Lions defense. Can you stop Lamar Jackson and stop the passing game? Stop the running game, force them to pass. There we go, I got it flipped. Otherwise, the Ravens are going to run with this. Washington Bills. The Bills. X factor here is Taylor Heineke. Heineken. Can you get him to make some mistakes? It's his first start. See what he can do. It's kind of a make-right game for the Bills, even though they just won 35-0 against the Dolphins. Can you keep that trend going? Josh Allen, play up to his contract standards in a sense. He's not playing bad, but, I mean, he's getting paid a zillion dollars. Play a little better. Bills win that game pretty easily. Colts Titans. Titans win this game. Carson Wentz, we don't know if he's going to start. It's a game time decision. Even if he does start, Colts aren't really progressing well. They're going to be hungry though, so it'll be a good fight for Titans. Titans coming off at a really nice overtime win against the Seahawks. Derrick Henry's back. Julio Jones is back. Ryan Tannehill is flawless. Titans at home. I think they win this game. Chiefs Chargers, my pick for one of the best games of noon slate. Chiefs win this game, but it's close. Justin Herbert is still figuring things out in the NFL. Chargers are trying to prove themselves. They're going to put up a fight against this Chiefs defense. I think it's a shootout. I don't think the line at Kansas City at 7 is accurate. I think it's closer. But Chiefs still win this because they're the Chiefs, and they are still kind of upset after what happened on Sunday Night Football against the Ravens. So Chiefs win this game, but Chargers put on a show, kind of try to prove that they are a team to watch. Saints Patriots. Bill Belichick outcoaches Sean Payton. Mac Jones plays flawless. Bill Belichick basically says, "Okay, Jameis Winston, prove to me that you're changed," and I don't think he does it. Patriots win against the Saints. Giants Falcons, dumpster game, worst game of the season so far. I picked the Giants because of what they did last game. They really should have won, but you know, penalties. It is what it is. Giants win this game. Saquon Barkley needs to show up. Just Saquon shows up, it's an easy win. Basically, my takeaway. Bengals Steelers. Steelers win this game. It's a great rivalry game. It's going to be very tough, very close. The line's kind of accurate at 3. Joe Burrow's offensive line is going to lose him the game, I think. But we'll see. Is Ben Roethlisberger healthy? What's going on there? Steelers win this game. It's close. It'll be fun. Last noon game. Jaguars Cardinals. No brainer. Cardinals are on fire. They're going to eviscerate the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer still figuring out this whole NFL thing. I think they figure it out eventually, but this is not the week for them to figure it out. Cardinals win by a hefty amount, probably 2 scores. Jets Broncos. Poor Zach Wilson. I think Zach Wilson throws at least 2 picks in this game. Broncos have a fantastic defense. Vic Fangio is just the GOAT in terms of defense. Defensive scheming. Steady Teddy is their quarterback, and they are just going to hold strong. Take care of the Jets in the altitude that is Denver. I think we'll see the best of the Broncos the next couple weeks when they play some kind of stronger opponents. Dolphins Raiders.
For people who come to YouTube.
Wow, why are there so many McDonald's ads? Dolphins Raiders. Raiders take care of business. We don't know if Tua's not playing, so it's the Jacoby Brissett show. Raiders are on fire right now. Raiders easily take care of business. Dolphins just lost 35-0. There's no coming back from losing 35-0. Let's be honest with you. Buccaneers Rams. Best game of the 3 o'clock slate by far. Tom Brady comes into LA for the first time ever, and I think he wins. I think it's a shootout again. I mean, obviously you could see the over-under's 55.5 points. I think this easily goes that far. Matthew Stafford is the trade of the year so far. He's just absolutely lighting up for LA, but one team has to lose, and I think it's the Rams. You can't bet on Tom Brady until he loses. That is what Max Kellerman has learned 5 years ago when he said he's in the cliff. I just think there's no way. There could be definitely a way. Defense steps up for the Rams, and Aaron Donald kind of eliminates the passing or the rushing or whatever he wants to eliminate on that chosen game. But Bucks come in, beat the Rams. It'll be a shootout. It'll be fun. Seahawks Vikings. Poor Vikings. They can't make a kick, and they aren't going to get this win. They're going to start 0-3. The fans are going to lose their mind. Kirk Cousins is going to be obliterated. Seahawks just are doing Seahawks things. Russell Wilson. Mistake-free football. Tyler Lockett bombs. There's going to be at least one Tyler Lockett 75-yard touchdown. It's going to happen. The Vikings are confusing. X factor here is Dalvin Cook. Can he continue what he's doing already? Almost 100 yards a game. Seahawks got carved up last week by Derrick Henry, so we'll see if they figure out their rushing defense problems. Otherwise, I see Seahawks winning this game. If they can, keep Dalvin Cook from doing its thing. If they do that, they win the game. Sunday Night Football, Packers 49ers. I'm going with the Pack. They righted the ship on Monday Night Football against the Lions. Aaron Rodgers is back. Aaron Jones is back. They're all back. 49ers are suspect right now. They have pieces in place to have a fantastic team, but after seeing what they did against the Eagles on Sunday, 17-9, kind of mistakes all over the place, nothing really going like 100% their way. I don't know if the 49ers take advantage of the Packers this time. I think Aaron Rodgers and the Pack kind of cruise through this game, and they win. Monday Night Football, Eagles-Cowboys. Eagles win this game. Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni have a week. They've been hyping up Dallas week all week. I think with the injuries on the Cowboys defense, they kind of figure it out. Zeke's been lost, so we don't know what's going to go on with that. Can the Eagles' running game get going enough to bait the secondary to allow Jalen Hurts to get some of those deep balls that he loves to do with Quez Watkins and Devontae Smith? And so that'll be key. I don't think it'll be a defensive battle. I think it'll be an offensive battle in this game. And that's that. Those are my weekly predictions. I'll save them, and I'll come back on. I guess I'll come back on Tuesday and see. Or I guess yeah, we'll visit and see how accurate I was, and we'll see how my guesses were for these games. Yeah, sick. I think that's it. Yeah, that was awkward. I just couldn't figure out what I was doing. I don't think a single person tuned into this, but I enjoyed doing this. I know that I want more people to see what I'm doing here, because that was a lot of fun, and I would love to see some people's ideas of what's actually kind of going on in the NFL week by week. I'm not that bad at talking to myself. I really know what I'm doing, so like it's not the worst. Yeah, I'm just talking to myself now, but like I always am. But cool. That was fun. All right, we'll see if anybody joins me the next time I do this. Sweet. Peace.